The Galactic Council had declared Kepler 442c a dead world. The official designation read, uninhabitable, Class 5 hazardous environment. Atmospheric composition, 78% sulfuric compounds, perpetual acid precipitation, surface pH of 1.2. No known species capable of survival. Ambassador Vex's Tala of the crystalline hegemony had been the one to propose the declaration. Her silicon-based physiology could withstand temperatures that would vaporize most carbon-based life. But even she required full environmental protection. When conducting orbital surveys of the planet below, the acid rain didn't just fall, it cascaded in sheets that could dissolve a starship's hull in hours. The mining rights are worthless, she had declared to the assembled delegates. The rare Earth deposits are substantial, but no species in the galaxy possesses the technology to survive long enough to extract them. We should classify this system as a hazard zone and move on. The vote had been unanimous. Even the notoriously stubborn Kraliks had agreed. Their chitinous exoskeletons no match for the planet's corrosive atmosphere. The meeting had adjourned, the paperwork filed, and Kepler 442c was forgotten by all but the stellar cartographers who marked it with a red warning beacon. That was 3 standard years ago. Captain Zara Chen of the human vessel. Perseverance had read the file twice, cross-referenced it with Earth's geological surveys, and then started laughing so hard, her crew thought she was having some kind of breakdown. Lieutenant Torres had actually suggested medical leave. Captain, her first officer had said carefully, the readings are accurate. The acid rain has a pH lower than battery acid. The atmospheric pressure alone would crush most ships' hulls, and that's not even accounting for the corrosive effects. Zara had wiped tears from her eyes and pulled up a hologram of Earth. Torres, what's the pH of the acid rain in Beijing during monsoon season? I don't know off the top of my head, Captain. 1.8 on a bad day. And the old mining towns. In Pennsylvania, before the environmental restoration, they regularly saw acid rain with a pH of 2.1. She gestured at the planetary data. This is Tuesday weather in half the industrial zones on Earth. The Perseverance dropped out of hyperspace 3 days later, much to the shock of the automated warning beacons that immediately began broadcasting dire warnings in 47 galactic languages. The ship's hull, a simple titanium steel alloy that most species considered barely adequate for atmospheric entry, cut through Kepler 442c's acid-laden clouds like a knife through butter. On the surface, the human mining team set up their equipment with an efficiency that would have baffled the Galactic Council. No environmental suits, no protective domes, no elaborate filtration systems. They wore simple coveralls, hard hats, and what appeared to be modified rain gear. Mining foreman Jake Morrison stepped out of the landing shuttle and took a deep breath. The acid rain immediately began drumming against his jacket, standard-issue gear manufactured in the atmospheric processing plants of Titan. He opened his mouth and let a few drops hit his tongue, then spat. Tastes like the old copper mines back in Montana, he announced to his team. Remember, hydration breaks every hour. This stuff will dehydrate you faster than Mars dust. The mining operation was in full swing within 6 hours. Massive extractors, technology so simple that most galactic civilizations had abandoned it millennia ago, bit into the planet's crust and began hauling up ore by the ton. The humans worked in shifts, rotating every 4 hours not because of the acid rain, but because of workplace safety regulations established by the Terran Mining Guild. The first alien observation team arrived 2 weeks later. The Vextala had detected the industrial signatures from 3 systems away and couldn't believe the readings. A full delegation of her people arrived in environmental suits so advanced they looked like walking spaceships. They found Jake Morrison sitting on a folding chair outside the main processing facility, eating a sandwich and reading a book while acid rain pattered against his bare head. This is impossible, Vextala announced through her suit's external speakers. Our atmospheric analysis shows a pH of 1.1. You should be dissolving. Morrison looked up from his book, a worn paperback copy of The Grapes of Wrath, and squinted at the towering crystalline alien. pH 1.1? That's not too bad. We had to evacuate a site on Europa last month when the readings hit 0.8. He took another bite of his sandwich. You folks want some coffee? I just made a fresh pot. The delegation spent 3 days studying the human operation, their scientific instruments recording impossible readings. The humans' equipment showed clear signs of corrosion, but nothing that affected functionality. Their skin showed mild irritation at worst. One human had even been observed washing her hair in what the instruments confirmed was undiluted acid rain. Dr. Sarah Kim, the operations chief geologist, finally explained it to the bewildered aliens during their 3rd day of observation. Look, she said, pulling up a holographic display of Earth's industrial history. My great-great-grandmother lived through the acid rain crisis of the 21st century. Kids back then walked to school in precipitation that could strip paint. We've been dealing with this for generations. She gestured at the mining operation around them. This isn't survival technology. This is Tuesday. Half the agricultural. Worlds in human space have worse atmospheric conditions than this. We terraform planets like this for vacation resorts. The revelation sent shockwaves through the Galactic Council. Emergency sessions were called. Scientific committees were formed. The humans' casual disregard for what every other species considered a death sentence sparked a fundamental reevaluation of what constituted habitable space. Within 6 months, human mining operations had been established on 47 planets previously considered uninhabitable. The rare Earth minerals extracted from these death worlds revolutionized galactic technology and made humanity one of the wealthiest species in known space. Ambassador Vextala filed a formal complaint, citing unfair economic advantages due to reckless disregard for basic safety protocols. Captain Zara Chen responded with a single-line transmission that became legendary throughout human space. Next time, check the weather report before you call it impossible. The mining rights for Kepler 442c officially transferred to human control the following week. Jake Morrison was promoted to sector mining chief and relocated to a planet where the acid rain had a pH of 0.6. He sent postcards home to Montana that read, "Weather's great, wish you were here." The Galactic Council added a new designation to their planetary classification system, hazardous, human standard. It became the fastest growing category in their database.